Hi, I'm Emma and welcome to my channel. So my channel is Emma Adams Vlogs. So we are experienced adopters. We've adopted both our children, been through the adoption process twice. We've met some really lovely people, both professional foster carers and people who've also adopted, helped us to build our experience and our knowledge along the way. We've been very lucky and we've managed to help some friends with their experiences. So this is why it's led us to the decision that we'd like to share our experiences and our knowledge with everybody and try and help as many people as we can and raise awareness. So this video is introductions and transitions within the adoption process based in the UK. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to our channel. Thank you so much for the Adams family to be growing, really. And if you haven't already subscribed and you'd like to know more about our adoption and fostering experiences, please subscribe. Please hit the little notification bell so you can follow us, because I don't routinely upload regularly because obviously we have a busy family. And yeah, just please follow us and let us know any comments, anything. Put them down below in the comments. If you want us to talk about anything else, share anything. And we I post on Instagram quite a lot as well, so you can find Emma Adams Vlogs on Instagram as well. So introductions and transitions. So we've been through 2 introductions now and helped both our girls through the transitions. Both of them were very similar ages, around the 2 years old age. So one was a few years ago, and they're slightly different now. One was going into full adoption, and the other one was fostering to adoption. So the full adoption one, we were super confident that child, or our first child, was a child for us. I was super confident we could meet her needs and stuff. That time though, for going into adoption, we wasn't able to meet her beforehand, but we had a lovely in-depth profile, and you'll see I've got some more videos to tell you about the profiles and a lovely picture of her. So we were linked and approved for her, and again you can see another video on the link and approval panels for that. Then once we was approved, over a 2-week period, we met with a social worker, we met with the foster carers, and we set out a plan of what we're going to do each day to be able to be slowly introduced to her, and also to be able to learn her routine, a morning routine, an evening routine, bedtime routine, what she liked and didn't like in the foster carers family. And we was then, once she felt comfortable with us, was able to take her out for the day. And then the second week, she was going to come over to our house and transition over there. So that was our first experience. So I think really, to make the introductions and transition for yourself, and most importantly the child, successful, is always listen to your social worker, and especially the foster carers. They're the ones who know the child, and they'll know how the child's going to cope and react. You really need to take it at the child's pace. However excited you are to meet the child, see the child, interact with the child, it's really important to take it at the child's pace. And they'll tailor the package to meet the child's needs as well. So depending on the age of the child and the needs, it's from 1 week to 2 weeks. As I said, you attend a planning meeting to discuss how it goes. You attend the foster carers home to learn the routine, get to know each other, and I think that's really important. Not only building up the relationship with your child, but you're also building up the relationship, and that support network relationship with the foster carers as well. So during the introductions and transition periods, it's really important to keep in regular contact both with the foster carers and especially the social workers, and let them know how it's going. positive and negatives, and really, especially the negatives, how you feel it's going to feed them back to the social workers, just in case the plan really needs to be revised to help the child. And the foster care is a great a pool of knowledge about that child. So we asked them as many questions as we could think of to get to know our child, really, to make the transition go smoothly. So our first child, that was a positive experience. Foster carers made us really welcome in their home. We did initially feel awkward though, because obviously we didn't know them, first time we met everybody, but they really made it go as smoothly as possible. Got over there early in the mornings when the child woke up and went for the morning routine, like I said. And the evening routines, we got over there later and helped with tea, bath time, and put to bed and things like that. So the first 3 days, we stuck to the plan over the foster carer's house. Everything was fine. The third day, though, our oldest daughter, I think she was beginning to think, hang on, what's going on here? These people keep coming. So by the third day, she wasn't happy to see us. The smiles and the waving and all that had stopped. She didn't want to come near us. She didn't want to interact with us. She didn't want to be in the same room as us. And then when we kind of said we was going home, that's when she kind of got animated and kind of tried to push us out the door. So that was really emotional and upsetting. But obviously I think us and the foster carers knew she was, I don't know, not feeling, she knew something was going on really. A routine had changed, because we'd come into her foster carer's home, which was her home, and was obviously not taking over, but foster carers took a step back, and I think our first child, our oldest child, she wasn't keen on that. So we all got together, we rang the social worker, and we revised the plan and came up with a plan B, which was towards the first week, the last half of it, the foster carers brought her over to our house a lot earlier than planned, and obviously they said, this is Mummy and Daddy's house, this is where you'll be living, and when we're here, Mummy and Daddy do everything for you. And they very kindly took a step back. They were still visible, so our oldest daughter could see them, she could still feel comfortable and stuff. But they very much encouraged her. They gave her the reassurance she needed, but then they very much encouraged her to come back to us and ask for things like food, drink, and playing and stuff like that. That from the moment she stepped in and they all said that to her, she was absolutely a lot happier. She was smiling, happy to greet us. She was excited to come. She loved exploring the house, our house. She came up and asked us for drinks, things to eat, toys and stuff. She wanted to play with us. So what felt a very stressful, negative time, and we felt like she rejected us, with the support of the social workers and with the support of the foster carers and the foresight of the social worker, we managed to revise that plan. It wasn't set in stone, and it met her needs, and she actually thrived really. At the time she was really into Bing Bunny, so we bought her a little bit Bing Bunny and said, he lives at our house and you can come and visit him. So that was another thing she looked forward to coming around the house to visit him. And then she just gradually came for longer days. We took her out and stuff like that. She stayed for tea, stayed for baths. It just gradually got longer and longer. And I think it was, a week and a half, they decided she could move in, because it went really well actually, rather than waiting the 2 weeks out. So that was really good. I didn't look back really. And before she moved in, we made a little photograph album with Mummy, Daddy, and the pet cat, our house, what her bedroom looked like, Nanny, Grandad, uncle, aunties, cousins and stuff, for our immediate family, to show her. And they were really good, because we was able to record our voices on there as well. So not only, and we gave that to the foster carers before she met us, so she had a few weeks with that. She could get to know who we were, get to know our names, what we looked like, what we sounded like. So that was really helpful. So for our second daughter, that was a foster to adopt placement, and that was a few years later, so things had changed. So when we was matched with her, linked with her, we was able to go around the foster carer's house, meet them, meet her. But because of her needs, we decided to have, I think it was 2 months. Yeah, I think by the time she moved in, it was about a 2-month induction with her. So we met up once a week with just myself, because I was the main carer. So just met out in places, public places, met up for coffee and stuff like that, and just built it up really slowly until she felt comfortable with me, really. And then she stopped looking at a foster carer, less and less of reassurance, and started coming to me more. Our oldest daughter, we decided to let her have a play date to meet her a new sister to be, and that was very, very special for me. We decided to meet in a public place, soft toy play area. Foster carers came over, but all their children as well. So it was a really lovely day out, and that turned out to be the best decision ever, really, because that really took the stress and the focus away, not away from my oldest child, but from the situation. So my oldest one felt much more relaxed about meeting her new sister, really, and she was really excited about meeting everybody. We exchanged presents. Got my oldest daughter to choose a present for her new sister. She gave it to her, as well as the photo album with our voices on and stuff. It's a really lovely, special bonding day. I was allowed to take some photographs of them both together, interacting. It's one of the most precious memories I've got, really. Yeah, it was really, really special and really heartwarming to see them both, really. And they liked each other, and it really was positive, and it emphasised to us we'd made the right decisions about how our two daughters were going to interact. And so then some of our introductions went over the Christmas period. So I was really lucky because the foster carers in the Christmas period brought our second daughter to our house, and we had lovely times together, exchanging presents and stuff. And then when it came more towards our second daughter moving in with us, I started visiting her twice a week, and then more frequently than that. And then we started introducing our oldest daughter a little bit more frequently. So we were really lucky. It was all really positive. She attached to us very well, and on both the moving days or the transition days, both of them went really, really positively. Neither of my girls were upset. They was happy to go with us. They didn't look back. For a second daughter, that transition day couldn't have gone any more better. She was really excited to see us. She was excited to sit in the back of the car with her new big sister. Our oldest daughter was excited because she got to interact and play and be the big sister in the back seat, and it was just terrific. And our youngest daughter never looked back at all. And when it came to them both sleeping at our house, they both settled. They slept. Our second daughter slept through the whole night, and every night our oldest daughter, she slept through. I think it was a little bit though. A few weeks down the line, maybe she started waking up during the night, trying to creep in our bed and stuff. But yeah, we were thankful to both the foster carers' families. We got on really well with them. We got to develop some really lovely relationships and deep bonds with them. We still meet up with them now. And I think for us, really, they were the lead people in making sure the transition went as smooth as possible. They showed us all the routine, didn't make us feel uncomfortable. They knew exactly when to step back and when not to. can't really give him enough credit at all, really. So these are our experiences. So two slightly different experiences, but both with positive outcomes. So just to summarise, really, don't be worried about introductions or transitions or how it goes. Try and be open-minded. Try and take it as each day. If there are any hiccups, anything like that, to work with the social workers, keep them informed, keep talking to them, learn as much as you can from the foster carers. Don't feel afraid to say things aren't working. How can we change things? Because it's all about making the child comfortable, make it as smooth as possible for them, take it at their pace to meet their needs. And that is exactly what we did in the first situation with our first daughter, and we changed the complete plan, and it was all fine. So if anybody's got any introductions or transitions coming up, I can't even say that word, transitions coming up, you want to know more about our experiences, you've got any questions, please leave a comment down below. I love to hear from you. I'll get back to you. I'll answer stuff as much as I can. Yeah, so I hope you all have some really good experiences. Thank you so much for all our new subscribers. Thank you for following us and giving us all your support to help us grow. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe so you can hear more of our videos coming up. I hope this has all been helpful, informative for you and educational. I look forward to connecting with you all and seeing you in my next video. Thank you.